Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jossie, your Logically Ladies. Sorry, coming to you at Logically Speaking with my co-host Vic. I just got a little flustered there for a moment. I was having some technical difficulties with my guy Vic there. How are you, fella?
Oh man, beautiful Sunday in Florida. Got no
I,
complaints.
I wish they could catch some of our pre-show conversation, but that ain't for everybody. But our pre-show be lit, be lit here. I'm a little fidgety this week. I'm a little rickety this week. Had some little issues, but I'm here with you guys. Couldn't miss it for the world. So, anything good happen with you this week, buddy?
Oh, I got some rest. That's about it. I got some good sleep. Something I barely get ever. So
That's good. That's
yeah.
always the best. I've been confined to the bed, and the sofa all week. Literally, like, could not go. I went to the doctor once and went nowhere else, like nowhere, not the kitchen, anything. So I'm just happy to be out of the bed. So that's a good thing. Um, this week we were actually talking about. There's been so much going on in the news with just all these celebrities, and people are just so on it and obsessed with it. So we just decided to do a show about celebrities and celebrity obsession, fandom, all of that good stuff. Um, it's just it's been there since we've had our first celebrity. You had your Beatles people fans and your Michael Jackson fans passing out, and Elvis, and like all these people that have these crazy fans. I mean, get tattoos and stalk and all of that stuff. So I guess we're just gonna jump right into it. Why do you think people are so obsessed with celebrities of all people? What makes celebrities the people that we want to be involved with or know about?
I mean, like you said, celebrity goes back even further than that. You understand?
Absolutely.
It's something that men and women have always done. They have always idolized people who have done things that they themselves haven't done, or they themselves.
Mm,
So with that, you're going to always attract people's attention, even if you have things that other people want but can't afford or can't get, or however it goes. You become a celebrity then. Celebrity is no one than someone who is celebrated for doing something.
hood
You know,
celebrities, all of that. We all had hood celebrities growing up. The guy with the Cadillac or whatever with the car with the rims, or that always had the freshest outfit. He's the hood celebrity. Um, so I think. Do you think that it's people lacking something in themselves when they become like overly obsessed with these people, or is it just a normal thing just because it's something greater than what they are?
it becomes a religion to them.
Mm,
In my opinion, that person becomes a religion to them. They're basically deifying that person at a certain extent. When you put so much energy into that person, till you dedicate your being to that person, then at that point, you are deifying that human being at that point. So, you know,
See,
yeah.
I grew up. Sorry, babe. In my elementary school, we actually had a mantra of MYOB, mind your own business. And we tell your kids, mind your own business. So we tell people, mind your own business, but we're so obsessed with celebrity business. Is there a line or a difference in, when it comes to celebrities where we get to peek in their lives, but not, quote unquote, regular people's lives? Is it okay, I guess, to peek into
Yeah,
celebrity lives rather than, that's crazy.
if they allow you in, not if they allow you in, you can't force your way into it. I'm not an advocate of forcing your way into anybody's life, but
Mhm.
yeah, I can understand. You want to see what's behind the curtain because people are curious at what makes that person that person, what drives them, what
Right.
motivated them, what molded them into being that kind of person. So I do see the curiosity in it, but again, it must be something that's mutual where they are agreeing to let you in to a certain extent. I think with social media, it just became more intrusive now. You know what I'm saying?
My God. I mean, when you have sites like TMZ that are literally going through people's trash and climbing over fences to get pictures and snapping pictures of kids, I think that's when the lines get crossed. But then people still want to see those things. That's the problem, is if people didn't want to see it, they wouldn't be doing those things, and it wouldn't be a multi-million-dollar business for them. They wouldn't have probably 5 shows on the air that they have. They have like TMZ Live, TMZ Sports. Like, they have all of these shows because people want to see these things, but they don't take into account what they're doing to get this information, how intrusive they are being. They're like, yeah, we caught Beyonce digging in her nose. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, people are really that obsessed that you want to see those things. Like, I can't think of anyone that I care that much about to want to see that much of their life. It doesn't make sense to me.
You're right, but what happens is that if you see a link that says Jay-Z and Beyonce having a 5th child,
Okay.
you might not care, but you're
But I
going to,
might click it.
all right, okay.
You
You
see
get what
what's
I'm
going
saying? That's
on.
the majority of people fall in. That majority of people just fall in into being slightly nosy, just wanting to, just slightly amused even.
Yeah.
Okay, so be it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where a majority of people fall in at. But then you have the Cardi B bonanza, and then everybody has an opinion because they have a relationship that mirrors that kind of relationship or mirrors that kind of companionship. So that's where people come in at, and they place their own personal life into it.
So when one becomes a celebrity, do they basically give up their right to privacy? Does becoming a
So
celebrity automatically say my life is now an open book? You guys have, I have to allow you
no,
guys to see everything.
nah, it doesn't. Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it allows people. It just justifies people being in your personal life beyond the limits that you set for them to be in.
Mm,
So celebrity doesn't. No, because you were celebrating me for something that has nothing to do with my personal life per se. You know
that
what I'm
yeah,
saying? You're celebrating
right.
playing basketball, being a musician, or whatever the case may be. You're celebrating me for that. So no, it doesn't allow you the right to come into my personal life.
We talked about you just touched on the Cardi situation, and of course we know the whole, her and Offset. She announced that they were getting divorced, and now they're announcing that. Well, she made a statement that they're not. She was just having a moment. She wanted some birthday peen, and he gave her a Rolls Royce, and she's back in the mix. And people are calling her stupid, and then other people like, well, they need to mind their business. That's their relationship. I'm kind of torn on that one because see, the thing is, they put their relationship out there. Like the Jay-Z Beyonce thing, we would not have known about the cheating if she didn't make a record. But again, we still don't know the details. We don't know what happened in the relationship. We don't know how he got back in there. We don't know any of that. All we know is what they want us to know. So when people form opinions about these things, you can't turn around and say, well, you need to mind your business when you're putting your business out there to the world. That's where I have a problem when they say, celebrities need privacy, but they don't act like they want privacy. You can't sit here and tell me that I don't have the right to say what I feel about something that you put out there. If you didn't tell us
Right.
that, hey, I'm getting a divorce or I'm tired of this, and then now you're coming back, of course people are going to be like, oh, what the fuck is wrong? You keep doing the same thing. People are going to have an opinion, and you don't have, at that point, you don't have the right to say, I need privacy now. You can't pick and choose where your privacy comes in at that point, especially as a celebrity.
Right, because once you make a statement on anything inside of your personal life, you become a symbol for that thing that you spoke about. So, like, not for your people, you're a symbol of that. So, if you go against the symbol that you have already placed on yourself, then you're confusing your fan base. You understand? You confuse people that do idolize you or look at you a certain kind of way or hold you to a certain standard in life. So, yeah, and especially if you're putting that information out without people even asking you about it, then
Right.
yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, people got the right to criticize you. You opened it up for criticism.
And all of that good stuff. Do you think celebrities have a responsibility to be role models, like especially when it comes to like rappers and athletes? Kids follow them a lot and take on and latch on to what they say and idolize them in a way more probably so than idolize a lot of their parents. So a lot of them don't have these figures around for them to idolize. I hate to say it though, they don't have these men in their lives, and so they see someone like, say, a LeBron James, where they're listening to Kevin Gates all day or whomever they're listening to all day, and they say something maybe that's not the most politically correct. But do athletes or celebrities have a responsibility to be role models and watch the things they say, or put their opinions out sparingly because of the people that follow them may take it a certain way?
For athletes, yes, because they market themselves to children. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Because that's what your mark. That's part of your demographics for your product, which is basketball playing. So yes, they do have a responsibility of being role models in sports that markets themselves to children. Yes, do have a responsibility to be a role model for the children. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's who your customer and your fan base is. As for rappers, not so much, because at the end of the day, it's an expression of art. You know what I'm saying? You're not marketing. If it was a Disney Channel artist that's coming out with an album, to a certain extent, yeah, because that's your market, children. But again, if you're an adult rapper and you just rap to express yourself, no, you don't owe that to be a role model to anybody.
But some athletes literally are in the NBA because that's all. I mean, that's all they know. That they grew up. They were probably not the smart kid in school. Let's be honest. They're not the most highly intelligent people at times. I don't mean to knock nobody's intelligence, but come on, let's call it what it is. A lot of them, they got pushed through school because of their athletic abilities. They don't necessarily have the, how do I say, they don't know how to say things. They just speak what's on their mind, and that's all that they are. They're just like, hey, I'm just here to dribble a ball. What I do in my private life, in my private time, is my business, and what I say to the public is my business. That's how I feel. You say it's marketed to children, but these are still adults. You can't have a child mimicking an adult. I guess. I mean, it's odd. Like you go mimic your different kid.
Not really, because at some point in time you have to become a responsible adult.
Some money changes that. But you ain't got to be responsible if you got enough money. You got people around you to let you do things and say things.
But this is what comes with that, you dribbling the ball good. All of those privileges that you just named, being shuffled through school even though he couldn't learn, all of that, all of those advantages that he received, it comes with a price on the highest level. So you have to learn to adapt to that kind of environment that it's expected of you not to do dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless how you feel about it, regardless how impulsive you may be, you have to learn some kind of self-discipline. You're getting paid millions of dollars to perform for these people and not embarrass the brand. So I don't feel sympathy for that. This is my private life shit.
You get $1 million. You got a morality cause that you signed and all of that good stuff. Like, I guess it's like you said, there's a difference when it comes to different types of entertainers that have certain things. We do hold certain people to a higher standard. I definitely hold my politicians to a higher standard than I hold a rapper, than I hold, you know what I mean, an IG model versus what I got.
From a state senator, yeah, absolutely.
You don't want him out there, hey, fuck the police. Like, no, but I mean, when who do you think is most influential on the masses as far as types of entertainers? I always say musicians. I say the message is always in the music. I say there's always the message in the music. We chant this stuff. We hear these songs over and over, and ultimately it'll just burn itself into your head if you listen to it long enough. I think musicians have the most power over people, and it's being seen. It's been seen this week. We're gonna talk about this Ice Cube shit, but I mean that's a big thing. Like our musicians are held to a certain level of. We put them like probably on the highest pedestals. Like Beyonce fans, my God, have you argued with the Beyonce fan before about Beyonce?
No.
Please don't. I'm actually in a group. It's a Beyonce appreciation group. I'm not a beehiver apparently, because when I get around these people, they are like, they know like everything. They know her time of birth. They know shit like what she eats every morning for breakfast. I was like, I just like upgrade you. Like, I'm not that serious into it, but they are like, oh my gosh. And these fans are, it's crazy. They get tattoos. They buy homes based off of places that she's been. Like, what? Like, what in someone is like, that makes them that? Like Michael Jackson would have people passing out just seeing him from hundreds of feet away. They'll be way back in the stand somewhere and they're passing out because he's on stage just to be in his presence. And I can't think of anyone that I would go that crazy for. There's no one that I can think of that I would meet that I would be that like obsessed with. Like I would be honored to meet certain people, absolutely, but I would not be like fandom passing out, sell my firstborn to get a ticket to the show. Like I'm not paying $600 to see anyone perform. Like no one. They could bring back Biggie, Tupac, Prince, and Michael Jackson all on one night, and I'm still not paying it. Like it's not happening, and I just don't understand what's so great about someone that puts their shoes on, just like, I mean, yeah, they have a special talent, but at the end of the day, I can see that talent on TV or on YouTube or whatever. I just don't get it.
It reminds people of a certain moment in their life. Most favorite musicians are going to remind you of a period in your life.
Yeah.
That music is going to resonate so strong with that point in your life. It's either good or bad, whatever it is. It's just going to resonate so strong in your life, so that's going to become your guy or your gal. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the fuck happens, you're going to defend that because it got you through that period in life. And a lot of people associate that. That's why when you said musician, it was like, yeah, because music has a different way of tapping into your emotions and your subconscious brands itself right there, because it's going to always take you to a point or remind you of a point, and music is special like that. So when people have musicians that have made these special, what they feel like was a part of a special moment in their life and help them get through it, shit.
That's like their brother. That's their mama. That's better than their mammy at times, you know.
Because before Beyonce, you had the Mary J fans was like absolutely. That, man.
But they were never like as hard as Beyonce. Beyonce, that's a whole. We're gonna get to that later, like the fandom part of it. So just like we can love a celebrity, we can hate a celebrity. How do you feel about cancel culture, where you have these celebrities that, for whatever reason, they've said or done something that that the masses typically don't agree with, and now they want to cancel that person? Hence, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Kanye, hell, now Ice Cube in certain places. How do you feel about cancel culture of someone stating something or doing something, and then we just totally say we negate everything that they've done before that?
It's bullshit. Because this is why it's bullshit, man. You can't tell me what the fuck my opinion gonna be. So I'm not joining that shit. I'm not part of the cancel code. I'm not canceling motherfuckers. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I will investigate their opinion. I'll see if their opinion is right or wrong. I'll fact check their opinion. But I got to stop listening to them, or they ain't part of the black community no more, because that's full of shit.
I guess because I can separate their craft from their actions, and I enjoy their craft. I like his music. I like the Cosby Show, but I can separate Bill Cosby from Cliff Huxtable.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and be writing letters to Bill Cosby like, oh my God, you made my life this. But I also enjoy the Cosby Show though. And Felicia Rashad called I think last week, for saying she doesn't understand why Cosby Show isn't syndicated like it was. Like, it's a show that we need as Black people. We need it. We needed it. It was very important to us. It was detrimental. It was so impactful to most shows that we see on TV now that have us in it. It was probably one of the groundbreaking, the foundation of shows. Like, yeah, we had Good Times and the Jeffersons, but it just wasn't the same. You didn't have mom and dad and these kids in this house. And for most of us, it was still unrealistic. Let's be clear. But it gave us hope to see that.
What made it realistic was the kids went to college. Mm-hmm. And he went to HBCU colleges. That's what made it real. Because we had a whole generation of our generation, that went to HBCUs based upon the Cosby Show and the Different World.
I watched Debbie Allen's Unsung last week, and she spoke on that. She said it was like the rate, I forgot the numbers. I don't remember the numbers, but she said just on college enrollment in itself went up when A Different World came out, and then HBCU enrollments like shot through the roof. And you can't take that. And A Different World is not on television at all. Like, literally, I searched my guide looking for that show, and you can't find it. And you're like, this show was like a different world. And Bill Cosby wasn't even in it. He was just a producer of the show. So you're taking this off because he was a producer on it. Like, come on now. What is more important, getting these kids to see like positive figures or punishing him? And to me, I think we need to see more of us on television, in school, in college, doing these things and supporting our own, more than we need to punish him for something that he's already been punished for. R. Kelly is a little different. I'm not a cancel culture guy on him, but songs hit a little different. Songs do hit a little different every now and again, like, ooh,
Right.
what did he mean in that line? I don't know how I feel about that, but I can't deny that the guy is a musical genius. I can't
Right.
sit here and say, oh, well, yeah, what he did to them girls, he's just horrible. No, he's a musical genius, but he's a fucked up man. But I'm not messing with, like, again, that the details of his whole thing is choppy. He's a ugh. That's what I feel. But I just don't see me saying, I'm in the middle of getting it in, and then an R. Kelly song comes on, and I got to get up and turn radio off. No, that's not happening. But I hear people actually say that under no circumstance would I listen to an R. Kelly song, and I'm like, why does it have that much impact on you? Like, is it that serious to you? I don't get it. I just don't understand that part of it.
Again, it's about how people tie themselves emotionally into personal experiences too. They might have an experience that's tied to that R. Kelly shit that once it was exposed that R. Kelly came out with it, now they tie that. The human mind works in a way like a fucked up place. And then you just got some people who just following what other people do. Oh, you not listening to R. Kelly? I ain't listening to R. Kelly either. You understand?
Very much so.
So it's that shit too, because a lot of people don't really know facts about shit. Most people don't care the facts. It's what they feel first, and then the facts matter later down the road. So you know what I'm saying? It's how we feel about people at first. You can tell people who like R. Kelly and was really fans of R. Kelly have not stopped being real fans.
R. Kelly fans, no.
I've
had one or two actually say I can almost see the pain in them, like trying to make the decision, like it hurts me, but I can't rock with Dog no more. Like I've actually had guys actually said, I've had a guy say that, like, fuck with Kels, but I just can't rock with him no more because I have daughters. And I'm like, but was he fucking your daughter? Like, was you taking your daughter? I don't know, but I don't get it. But that's not for me to get. Everyone has their own opinion, but I just am not for these rallies of canceling him and canceling people out. If you don't want to listen to him, make that your own choice, but don't start a whole like brigade of, oh, we must mute him or we must not have Bill Cosby on television. Like, that's crazy. Make your own opinion. If you don't like Cosby Show, don't watch it. Turn it off. You have that option.
When people say cancel something, that means they don't want any other discussion about the shit. That's a quick way of dismissing the idea of it happening. That's the way of castrating it from the beginning. No, it will not even become a thought here. So that's what they're trying to control. A lot of people are using this shit to control Black narrative now. And that's where it's become that. That's why I wasn't never with it to begin with, because once it was abusing the kids, everybody was, okay, we understand that. But just like anything else, it's going to always tread into territory of being abused. Yeah. Once people attack the works, then it's going to be used. And that's what we're...
And maybe I'm not immersed in the culture enough, but I can't recall a white artist that I've heard being canceled. Like, why do we cancel our own? We have people like, what's the... I can't think of his name. He's like the big music. He like killed his wife and shit. Like, you have people that were fondling kids and shit all the time, and producers and TV show producers that are caught fondling kids, and they're not canceled. They serve their time and that's it. But we want to like mute everything about their existence and make sure they don't exist anymore, and just take everything away from them, their family, their legacy, and everything else. And I don't. That's the part that I really don't agree with.
We these super moral people. We have super morality. We have it's just we have this fake outrage for some shit.
That's my favorite word.
That's what it's really come down to. We have a lot of people with fake outrage. Again, it's coming back to controlling narratives. Mm-hmm. Now you can control narratives. Now you can control and pretty much anybody who disagrees with the popular narrative or the popular story, you push them to the side through cancel culture. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if they telling the truth. So
okay, so that's going to move to the next one. The next one, like, okay, so Kels and Bill Cosby have had criminal things that they've said, done, or whatever. Then we've canceled Kanye, or some people have canceled Kanye for his views, his thoughts, his words. When did we start that? Like, when did we really, because they don't line up with everything that we believe, we just totally take away. Like, Kanye's also a musical genius. How are you going to tell me that I can't listen to Jesus Walks because this man wore a MAGA hat? Like, come on, dog. Like, that just doesn't. If you don't like it, don't buy his record. But come on, for me to have to cancel him because he's a little bunker sometimes. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I don't understand how someone's train of thought now can get them canceled. Like literally how their opinion is getting them canceled.
Again, I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna roll your eyes when I say this. Black community is a democratic community. So what group of people that you can't tell nothing to, even though you speaking facts?
And the bad part is this is part of our pre-show conversation, and I knew where this was going. I feel so bad, but it's true. That's where, again, going back to our old show, that's where we get called pick-me's and stuff like that, because we get kicked out of the whole sisterhood and the womanhood or whatever for not having the same opinion. But like, the funny part is with Kanye, they pick and choose, they take one little segment, but if you really listen to Kanye, everything he say is not bonkers. Like, he has some real, like, if you really listen to his interviews, he'll bring the shit back around where it really doesn't sound that bonkers. It's not as fucking crazy as we think. So how can you be so quick? That's my thing. You're so quick to cancel someone. You're so quick to try to hurt someone's pocket when you don't even know the whole gist of the thing, the juice.
We in meme culture. So we in the headlines right now. We don't look at what is actually being. How many times we don't put up an article, had a discussion about the article, and 82% of the people ain't even read the article. They just read the dictation about what the headline said.
Clickbait.
That's what, like for instance, I received a clip. Just, I don't know if I'm moving too fast right now, but I received a clip.
We're about to go into this next.
It was an Instagram clip, one number 10 seconds long, maybe 15. Maybe even 20. Let's just say it was 20. So I'm like, okay, cool. It made Cube look like a perfect fool.
Yeah.
But then I went back and I watched the whole interview.
Absolutely.
And that was taken so much out of context that I'm like, wow, this is what we doing?
That was my next one, was the Ice Cube thing. We canceled him real quick. He got canceled real quick. I saw Cube called Ice Coon. Warm water. Like, I saw him call everything but a child of God very quickly off of something that he didn't even tweet. The Republicans, the Trump administration, just said, "Thank you, Ice Cube, for meeting with us about the platinum whatever incentive, or whatever it is." And everyone took that as Ice Cube's endorsing Donald Trump. And I was like, what? Wait. And I was like a little like, hold on now, Cube. You got me here. But then you have to do a little research before you sit here and say, I ain't rocking with Cube no more. And this, that, and the third. And that just didn't happen. He didn't get that. He didn't get his chance. People already wrote him off. Like, and even the ones, once it did come out what the real deal was, people still were like, nope, I ain't with it. Nope, I'm not rocking with it. And I think once people get in that mindset of I'm done with him, it's very hard to bring them back, regardless, even when you present them with facts, because people don't like to be wrong. People don't like to come out and say, you know what, I was wrong about that. And that's a big thing that we have. We can't sit here and admit that, okay, maybe I jumped the gun on that one. They'd rather just say, you know what, fuck him, I ain't got to deal with him no more, than I was wrong.
Because they want their narrative to play out.
Yeah.
They have their narrative of, wow, these events are going to play out, how Black people are supposed to react to them. And you have a segment of Black people out here that don't go for the narrative right now politically. So Ice Cube was a part of that collective that was like, hold on. He's a part of a lot of people presenting ideas and other things. He's not the only one, but he's probably the biggest name out there. So he pushed the narrative, or he pushed the idea of contract out. The other side put out misinformation. Now, here's my question. Everybody, the biggest problem with everybody I'm seeing is that they're saying, well, Ice Cube should have known Trump was going to do this. Okay, if you know that, why are you getting mad? Because of something Trump did. That's my question. Why are you getting mad?
How he is. You're getting mad at the wolf for being a wolf.
Right. But and then you blaming your people for presenting an idea. It wasn't nothing but an idea that they said, well, let's talk to you about it. That's all they said about it. They just said, we talked to him about it. We discussed it. He said they discussed it. So and then when you look at the whole interview of what he's saying, it's like, what are you mad? What are y'all really mad about?
Because it was a conversation I had. Like it's crazy, but it's funny because when Cardi made her remarks endorsing Joe Biden or whatever, people were like kind of joking, like she kind of doesn't know what she's talking about. Like they were kind of like, oh well, we don't need to listen to her because she's just a rapper anyway, so we're not taking her serious. Although people have their Biden thing or whatever, but they were just like saying what her facts were. They were just like kind of dogging her out. Or saying that she's just a rapper, just stay being a rapper. So why can't you take that same stance on Ice Cube if it really means that much to you? Why can't you just say, well, he's just a rapper, that just let him just be a rapper or whatever he is? Like I said, it's selective. People are so selective. It changes. This shit changes from the way the wind blows, from how they feel about things. And certain people, I think we do hold Ice Cube to definitely a higher standard than we hold Cardi B. When it comes to politics, we do look to Cube to be, because he was the one of the front runners back in the days of early gangster rap, of saying, hey, look, I'm tired of the police doing this shit, we're not going for this shit. Like, he was definitely Mr. Fuck the Police, and all his albums were definitely very pro-black and things like that. And I think that hurt people, again, not knowing the facts. But you have to understand, it kind of just went off of a single tweet. A single tweet just flipped everyone's whole image of Ice Cube. One tweet. And it was nothing incriminating. It was nothing crazy. It was literally a tweet that was changing everyone's whole view of Mr. Ice Cube is no longer a legend in the rap world anymore because of this single tweet. And that's crazy to me. That I cannot get with that at all. I can't.
It shows me the irrational nature of people. Mm-hmm. That you so bent on what your ideology is, that it precedes the truth of facts or something, man. That is silly. That is silly in itself, man. Your ideology should be always based upon the facts that's before you, not the other way around. Like that's the senselessness of what we've become. We've become moved by what is 128 characters, whatever it is, a tweet can move.
140.
That can move you.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna go back and see what was actually behind it. That just lets you know how controlled you really are with your emotions. How you don't stop to think for a second. Let me see. It's got to be more to this than that. Trump sent it out.
Right. So right. You didn't trust them for nothing else, but we trust this piece of information right here. We're taking this at face value, but nothing else that he's
like this brother been doing all of this for 20 years. And it's funny to me, because what makes it real funny to me is how we can dismiss everybody's past instantly. 20 years of this man doing pro-black shit, gone. Then on the other hand, what they supporting and holding up is 47 years of him passing legislation and saying bullshit about black people, gone.
Yeah.
This is like, are we serious as black people? We that simple?
We're serious about our people, our celebrities. Like, we don't give a fuck about them. Like, we don't care about what Joe Biden's talking about. He's not one of us. We hold our people to the standard. I think that we think that we are all supposed to be in the same box, the same kind of thinking. That's why Black Republicans get so much flack. Like, not even just Trump supporters. I'm talking about prior to Trump. Like, Black Republicans have always gotten beaten up for not being what, quote unquote, we're supposed to be, which is Democrats. We hold our people to this certain we're supposed to all be like this. We're supposed to all just be Democrats. We're supposed to sit here and not speak against women. We're not supposed to speak against Black people on nothing that they do. Black people are never at fault. We are not supposed to do those things. And when you do, you're an outcast. You are a sellout. You are all of those things. And it's crazy that we tell everybody to be an individual, yet we want everybody to be the same.
Yeah, because they want Black people to be monolithic, but then come back in the same sentence and say, well, Black people are not all the same. Knowing that, why would you want me to think? Then how can I challenge any kind of fuck shit that's going on if all us got to think alike?
Right.
How can you expose any kind of corrupt fucked up behavior if we all got to think alike. You know
I'm just not one on hating someone. Like these people literally hate people because of their opinion on a subject.
Right.
That just does not. That does not resonate well with me. Like, if that's how you think, I actually want to know more of why you think that way. What led you to this train of thought? Like, how did you grow up? What experiences have you had that made your opinion so far left or whatever from mine? And more so than, oh, well, he's just an idiot, I hate him. How can you hate someone? Like, people literally hate, like like really hate people because of their opinions. It is, yeah, it's just, that's crazy to me. It's ridiculous. We put way too much into other people and their business, and it's got to give. So that's where I'm at with that. We're gonna lighten it up a little bit more. We're gonna talk about these sports fans now. All week since the finals last week, we've seen the MJ LeBron debate. I don't think there is a more, well, we're gonna get to that at the end, but the LeBron fans, my God.
Man, no, it ain't LeBron. Y'all
it's LeBron haters.
It's the LeBron haters. Man, listen, they done came out in full force. I'm talking about, man, they ain't gonna stop. They are relentless. Like, they have started a campaign of we hate LeBron over again. Like, real talk, the LeBron fans.
I've never been a LeBron fan. I was always the Kobe girl. I don't deny LeBron of being a tremendous athlete, a tremendous basketball player. Now I can have the argument, I can go back and forth with someone about, why he is or isn't the greatest, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, he's whack or he sucks or what is that and the third. I'm not going to discredit all that he's done, but I've always been a Kobe fan. And speaking of fandom, when Kobe died, I'm not going to lie, I was that attached to him emotionally that I did shed a tear. Like, the shit got a little lump in my throat. Like, when I found out, I was like, wait, hold on. Being like Kobe's not like, actually, it was a Sunday and I first did not believe it. I saw it on Facebook and I didn't believe it. Then when I found out, I got choked up and I was like, damn, I'm literally like crying over someone that I've never met in my life. But that's just how fandom works and how it goes. But this LeBron, these athletes, I don't understand. I can't. People like fight, burn down shit, beat their wives when their team don't win. Like, it's that serious for some shit that you're not even playing. Like, you're not part of the team. It's not affecting you really that much unless you're betting, but you're that much obsessed with these people. I'm talking like full head to toe LeBron gear, and it is
competitive. We have to do something with this competition in us, man. We all men have that level of competition in them, competitiveness. We all have it in us. So since we're not out there and actually doing it, we like to observe it and we become attached to it. Like, we become attached to the competition, the rivalry of it. You know what I'm saying? My team better than your team, even though I don't play for them, I watch it. You know what I'm saying? So
basketball is one of the only sports where it's actually a team sport, but it's more of an individual. Their fans tend to be individual fans, meaning like, I'm a Laker fan. Been a Laker fan. I've been posting Lakers shit since forever. Been a Laker fan, not necessarily a LeBron fan. It just pains me to see people that'll jump on. Like, if you're a LeBron fan, hey, go be where he is. But other teams, like prime example, Redskin fan, diehard, Washington football team fan, fuck it, Redskin fan. Deion Sanders came from the Cowboys and was playing for us. Like, I refuse to acknowledge him as a Redskin because he's a tremendous, like, probably one of the all-time greatest, but I just did not want him playing for the Redskins because we hate the Cowboys that much. Like, that rivalry is so deep. It just didn't feel good. And that's kind of how I felt about LeBron being a Laker. I felt like the Lakers is Kobe's team. Kobe, it was Magic team, but it was Kobe's team in their era, in their generation. That's Kobe's team. Leave that for him. Why are you going to come to his team? How many other teams in the league? Stick with your team. Your team is the Cavs or your team is the Heat. Stick with your team, LeBron. Don't come to my city or my team and try to be one of them. It just didn't sit well with me in that aspect of it. So actually this finals, I was like, I'm a Lakers fan. Glad to see they won. It got me a hat, but wasn't like a tremendous happy win. Like, this one gets the asterisk for me. for the Lakers. That's how I feel about this Lakers win.
Well, the next one gonna get for you. I'm a LeBron. Y'all know I'm a LeBron fan. So
I know. Can you go somewhere
so,
else?
no.
But okay, as a LeBron fan, does that bother
Is,
you? Does that bother you that to have to like buy new team gear every couple seasons, or like I don't know if you buy it, but you know what I'm saying? Like get the gist of it of having to switch teams. Like that's a thing with basketball. That's what I was saying. Like you can not necessarily be a team fan, but you could be a person fan. Like
always been a person fan.
Okay.
I've never been a team. Never been a team fan anything because I like the players.
Yeah.
My favorite player was Tim Hardaway. Then when Tim Hardaway was getting old, David Robinson. Then after David Robinson, I had no one. Then LeBron game. And it was like, okay, that's my new guy. You know what I'm saying?
So you followed the team, so whatever team he was, that's who you were with at that time. That's where it just gets
I like certain types. I can't deal with. I ain't got the patience to watch the team 10 years and not lose. Keep watching them lose.
With their ups and downs. Ooh, the Cavs. Ooh, no, they were not good. No, they went how many? 21 and
yeah. I got to deal with that with the Jaguars, so I can't deal with that in basketball too.
Football teams are different. Like it's a whole different. Oh my gosh. So I think the 10 they had like the 5 worst football fans was like meaning worse, meaning like you might get fucked up. It was like the Eagles, the Raiders, was it the Steelers? The Cowboys, and it was one more that was just the Washington fan was like the round out the bottom of the most annoying. But like the Eagles fans, I think was it the Eagles that has like a jail in the bottom of their stadium? They have like a jail cell. That's crazy because your fans are that crazy. Raiders fans were notorious back in the day for like fucking people up in their stadium. Like they come to their city and will get fucked up over like your football team.
With the shits.
They wreak havoc here. They came here and wreaked havoc. Like that's just what it is. Eagles fans, they wreak havoc. Like that's what they do over a team that I just don't understand that part. But you go to work Monday through Friday, and then on Sunday you just turn into like this ultimate, like, oh, I will do anything for them. I'm gonna go to jail and punch somebody in the face because they cheered during a touchdown. Like that's crazy. I don't understand it. Like
they invested in that shit. Man, I'm telling you.
That's some dumb shit that y'all men do. That's that childhood fantasy men shit right there. Y'all need to grow up out of that dumb shit. Because these men have no bearing in your real lives. Like these teams really have nothing to do with your everyday life. And you're literally fighting someone because they have on a different color shirt than you.
Absolutely nothing. That's just the way competitiveness works. When you invest in a team,
competing, it doesn't make sense if you're not the one competing. That's just dumb. Like, yeah, we lost. We're gonna take it on the chin. But
how can I say this so women understand this shit? Y'all act like y'all just don't understand sport. Hey, don't say something. And okay, that's why the WNBA ain't passing, because y'all don't look at sports the same way men do. Men involve their whole being in the sports. Women don't.
Yeah, we look at win and loss.
Women find other things.
That's it.
Yeah, y'all have other interests, other means of exercising y'all imagination. So you know what I'm saying? So this is the way we do ours. This is a time for us to sit down and just reflect on competitiveness. We just like to watch something competitive. Men love. I mean, we've been doing this shit since the beginning of time. Sports. Sports will always exist for men. It's a release for us.
Well, when we get to talking about, the violence that comes along with, being competitive, it makes me think of Pac and Biggie. You had 2 phenomenal rappers, right? And they literally had 2 coasts beefing with each other because of these 2 men. Like literally, I recall being in 1996 or so, 95, 96. And I remember friends like from New York was like, yeah, I'm not even going out to Cali. Like they couldn't go to Cali because they were from New York. That's crazy to me. Like you're beefing over two artists that you don't know. Like, you hate these men so much that you're willing to kill them. You want to shoot Biggie Smalls because of something he said on a record. You want to shoot Tupac because of something he said about Biggie. That shit ain't hurting their pockets. You're a fan. Why? I don't do you have to have something mentally wrong, or is it just like, I don't get it? Like, when you like, fuck the West Coast, what? Huh? Eh? I like LA. I like Seattle. Like, I mean, you're literally like, fuck a whole coast because of someone's music. Like, I don't understand how it gets that far.
I'm from the South, so I can't relate to none of that shit.
South
Like,
got
I ain't
something to
feel no pressure like that, you know?
Well, okay, so in the midst of that Biggie Pac thing with those Source Awards, the infamous 95 Source Awards, and Outkast won for best, I think, rap group or something like that. And 3,000, they got booed when they got up there. These are South niggas. Like, it was like, first of all, we're the East Coast. We hate the West Coast. This is about us today. And then the South got up there, 3,000. And he goes, that's when he was like, the South got something to say. And I was like, huge for the South. Like, I remember like, oh shit. And then that's when actually the South started kind of blowing up a little bit more. We've always had Scarface for us, but to us, Scarface was not the South for us. You know what I mean? It just didn't resonate. The South, Scarface was just gangster music. It just wasn't South to us, being East Coasters. But it was always this weird like East Coast, West Coast shit. And it still is to this day. I'm in a couple of little other musical groups, and they still are very against each other because of these two rappers that didn't even put the seeds out there. They're not even the ones that put it out there that it was an East Coast, West Coast thing. But it turned violent, it turned deadly at the end of the day. It's just sad. And if that didn't make people step back and say, we taking this fan shit too far, I don't know what will. You have people like Selena, who's killed by a fan because she was obsessed with her. Like, you have celebrities who are getting stalked by fans. They're like climbing 20-foot walls to get into their houses. Like, what? I ain't heard a song that's that goddamn good yet. Like, I've heard some amazing music, but I have not heard a song yet that made me say, you know what? I'm going to take a grappling hook and climb this wall just so I can see what Erykah Badu is doing right now. Like, there's nothing that I've heard, and I just don't understand. Maybe because I'm somewhat sane most of the time, that it just doesn't, my brain doesn't work like that. But what is it in a person that says I'm that obsessed with someone or something?
Now to speak on just the music aspect of the Pac and Big, it may seem unbelievable to you for you to look at it like this, but a disagreement like that can spread to so many people because of these people with music. You voting these people in like you would a congressman to speak for you, a spokesperson. The spokesperson from where I'm from. So when you have people like say I'm king of New York, he's basically saying I'm the king of this culture right here, the explainer of this culture that is New York. I am the king of explaining this culture to everybody. So it's a certain politics that come with that. So for somebody who ain't from New York to say, man, fuck Biggie, man, that's like saying fuck New York. You know what I'm saying?
It is. It really is.
So that's how men take it. You understand what I'm saying? So when you saying it's the East and West Coast, it's really a battle of culture. It was two different cultures. West Coast had a more laid back, chill culture. New York had a more
East Coast party up and yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you have all of that come in, and when you have Outkast go up there and say South got something to say, the South like, oh, y'all ain't listening to us. We ain't listening to y'all. That's how the South works. We just started listening to other people. We just said, fuck it then. There ain't nobody listening to us. Fuck it. We ain't listening to them either. Right. And that's what that started. And that's how New York went on the decline and all that shit there because the South stopped listening to them. The South like, oh, y'all booing us? Oh, okay.
That's when that was the exact moment when like you had your Memphis artists coming up, and then of course you cannot deny the New Orleans artists. They just like took over music like for the longest. Like New Orleans had it between P and Cash Money. They had music like rap at that moment for a while on lockdown. Like there were no New York rappers besides Jay-Z that could even put out anything. It was credible in selling records the way they were. Is
Turned our ear off. We turned our ear off. Y'all ain't listening to us. We listening to y'all.
man.
Like it became like real talk. Where it just became something where, man, what you listening to? Man, nobody want to hear that up north shit. Man, put this in. And Cat was actually doing that. Like, man, ain't nobody listen to that shit right now. Like I had to cut my nose off. Like, hey man, we ain't listening to that. These cats ain't listening to this shit. You know what I'm saying? They actually where Hot Boys at. Where the Master Dick. I'm telling you, man. Where the UGK at? Where the Scarface? Where the Ghetto Boys at? Where Trick at? Like all this shit came around at the same time. So we just
But
turned
it
off.
never stopped me from liking the music that I like. That's the thing. Like if I like Big, I like Big. If I like the Pac song, I listen to a Pac song. I always listen to Dre. Like I was always a Dre fan. I was always a Snoop fan. So if I like this shit, I'm gonna listen to it regardless of what the beef was or whatever's going on. It was always, I never could see me being like, oh fuck everybody from over there.
But you gotta understand, you got people who speak your language and people who talk like you. Like you might like a couple of songs off the album, so to give up a couple of songs ain't nothing. You understand what I'm saying? I like a couple of songs. Ain't nothing to get those up and only listen to what you're reading because that's how me and me. At the end of the day, we like our recognition as a region. And when we send somebody somewhere saying that these are voices for this region that speaks for this culture, and the other side say, boo, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a million more cats who looking up the cats who just bought their first studio. Might not make it, but they inspired now because man, down south, to call yourself a rapper back then was like, man, what? Man, you finna sell this dope or you finna go get a job or go to college or something, but a rapper. Sit your ass down somewhere. So well, yeah, that's how.
Whose fans, I'm gonna list 4 or 5 people or people fandoms. Who do you think has the most annoying fan base? Like annoying, the ones that just, okay, of course you're a LeBron fan, so you're not gonna pick you. So I'm gonna say Beyonce fans, LeBron fans, Cowboy fans, Tupac fans, and we'll reserve the last one for out of those 4. Who's the most annoying? We're gonna put those in order of who's the most annoying. Beyonce fans, LeBron fans, Cowboy fans, and Pac fans. Most annoying.
Cowboys fans.
Okay.
Beyonce.
Okay.
I give them LeBron fans because everybody blame them for everything. LeBron
and then
fans.
Pac fans last.
Tupac fans can always be last. So what was the 5th one?
So we're gonna come to that one next. So the last one is Trump fans. Are they the most annoying out of every? Are they annoying? Like, do you think they actually like are for Trump's policies, or they just like him as a character?
Like him as a character.
I don't even know if half of them know his policies or care what the hell he's saying. They just like the dumb shit. They like the fuck shit that he's saying. And it's actually entertaining to me. I kind of am, put it like this. I am a Donald Trump entertainment fan. I love to watch him. He's so entertaining to me. It's hilarious. Am I for his policies? Absolutely not. Am I for Trump? No. But to watch him, he's absolutely entertaining. Like, you can't turn away. I've never enjoyed watching CNN and watching like debates and things so much in my life because it's such a fuck show. It's just like, I love it. It's hilarious to me. But his fans are to the point where you start, again, where death comes into play and death threats and things like that. I think that's where it gets a little too much beyond fandom. I think you don't even, but then the thing is, he doesn't pull them back. And I think that was my thing with Pac and Biggie. You didn't pull your fans back and say, all right, it's not that serious. This is between me and this man. Y'all chill out. It's getting way too violent. It's getting too crazy. Y'all need to chill out. That's where I think I had.
Can't pull it back. You didn't.
If you started it though, if you are big and you know your folks follow you, then you got to be like, all right, look, it's not that serious. Like,
because the situation gets bigger than you once it becomes bloodshed. Bloodshed. Once bloodshed, that shit bigger than you. Once that shit becomes somebody dying or getting hurt or any kind of violence is committed,
but
that shit.
Before it got to that, that's what I'm saying. Like before it got to that, it was a place of Big wasn't going to Cali and Pac wasn't coming to the East Coast because it was just on some fuck shit. Like they knew that people were violent. They knew that people had hits out for them. And my thing is, if it's not that serious to you of death, like if you want to kill this dude for what? Like if you don't want him dead or to die, why can't you just pull it back something? Like that's where I think the demise of those two came from. Like Pac should have. Pac was definitely the voice of his people. His people would have listened to him a little bit more, if he would have just been like, and Big, if they'd have been like, it's not
Do
that
people
serious.
understand how old they were?
Yeah, they were like youngins, like 20. What were they, like 23,
5,
24? Yeah, that's crazy.
25.
To have the influence that they had at 25 years
You
old. That's
know how
crazy.
young 25, how irrational we were at 25.
Yeah, you just don't
Like,
pop shit. You just don't pop shit.
serious. So I came at 25. I wouldn't have told nobody to chill.
Yeah,
I
that
wouldn't have
is
had the
very.
maturity to chill ever because I ain't got the foresight to see the chill part of it. You know what I'm saying? I
I
ain't got
totally
the
forget how young they were. Like, it's crazy. That in itself is crazy to let you know how influential they are. To have 24-year-olds literally running the mental state of America at that time, the hip hop America at that time. You literally had America divided on two coasts from two 20-something-year-old kids, because that's what they were, kids.
why
That's
you okay. Yeah.
that's the volume
Look at
stars,
it now. Like it's amazing that we can look at it in hindsight and realize, damn, they were 25 years old, man.
youngins.
So you see why how it became such a big misunderstanding. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a big misunderstanding, man.
That's
Because
what
you
it
have a
was.
y'all young, strong.
Yeah, now I think about trying to bring my nephew back in at 26 years old off of some bullshit. I really got to sit him down, strap him to the bed, and pour it in his ear, and still got to strap him to the bed for another 2 days for him to even digest what was said to him. Um,
Yeah.
do you think parents have a responsibility to show their kids that these people are just humans? Like my mom would, I was diehard Audition fan, and she would, let me put the posters up and all that. But at the end of the day, she was like, "Them little boys don't want you." Like that's how she used to tell me. Like they were older, and she's like, "Them little boys don't want you," and I'm like, "What do you mean? That's my husband, girl. If you don't shut your little fast ass up, that ain't your husband. That's Michael Bivins or whatever." You know what I'm saying? She just made it known that
That's
you
my
ain't gonna meet him.
that was my granddad. They always grounded us. Always
Yeah.
and
But parents
like
feed into it a lot. They do. You have the highest paid YouTuber is some kid that's like 7 years old, and he gets paid to critique toys. Literally made millions of dollars and had people literally watching him for his opinion. We are so obsessed with other people and with it. Like, why would that make money? YouTubers, like we're literally in a culture where you can make millions to just get on video and say things, and you have fans and followers.
like from the money perspective, my kids watch that shit. I had no
Mm-hmm.
idea. I thought the little boy playing with his father. I had no idea they were actually like critiquing toys.
Mm-hmm.
So after what, my son is asking me for this, asking me for what the fuck is going on. So I watched it with him. Oh, this little boy is talking about playing with toys with his father, but they're talking about, damn,
Yeah.
that shit is like ingenious. So just imagine you have a channel that's just straight advertising that's designed for kids. That shit was ingenious, you know what I'm
It
saying? So
was, and they made money, but it's just so easy to create quote unquote fans nowadays. It's crazy. Only fans. But I mean, just even on Facebook, we get. I think you have a maximum of what 2,000 or something like that, or 5,000 friends you can have. You actually have 5,000 people that can have access to you and are fans. I literally have people that if I don't post for a while, like I've been in Facebook jail, shush, and they'll inbox me and be like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. Why would you ask?" "Oh, because you haven't posted anything in a while." What? I mean, that lets you know that people are following you. And I do get, I'm not gonna lie, I do get a little cheery or happy or smiley or a little big headed. Like one of my posts gets like, if I say something silly or whatever, and I get like 100 likes, I'm like, "Oh shit, that this straight doing numbers." I give you a little big headed before, but it's not that serious to me. But it's so easy to create fans nowadays. Everybody has fans of sorts. Um,
God,
and everyone can have fans of sorts. And I think we're really going down into a very scary time now because so many people have access to influence others. And it's just so easy to influence. You literally have people that are called influencers. They get paid to influence. You tell them what to buy and what to wear and things like that. And that's just crazy for doing nothing. These are regular people at this point. They're not even celebrities. They're now internet celebrities for doing nothing. And it's getting scary because people will do anything to become one of these celebrities. That's where it's very scary. You have little girls that are literally on the internet taking their clothes off to get fans and likes. I'm talking little girls because they saw someone else get famous or rich from it. You take a Cardi B who literally got famous from her Instagram first. She used to make these little funny Instagram videos, and then she got on I want to say it was Love and Hip Hop, and then she had a record, and then people are really like, it can be done. So that's the route that they're going to take. They're going to do anything online to become famous. And we have this obsession with celebrity and fame is just this time of everything being open and exposed is just not a good time for her. It's not, I don't think it's ever going to end well. I think it's only going to get worse. Sexuality is going to just go skyrocket. All the sexual stuff.
People don't want to hear this, but you got to have some kind of cultural limit to sexual shit, man. You have to have that line, an uncrossable line that we cannot cross, man. And we don't want to have that line. We want to keep.
Because you said the word limit. People don't want to have limits and limitations. And still be able to be, I'm an adult. This is America. I can say and do what I want to do. And it's my body or it's her body. And that's not always a good thing. You know?
But see, that's what happens when you don't have a limit. When you refuse to have a limit, that's the consequence of it. That there is no limit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
To be what someone else is. You're really seeing what someone else did. You're chasing to be what that person is. And that's just, again, it's scary. It's crazy. All I could tell you is, man, talk to your kids, raise your kids to be individuals and to understand that these celebrities at the end of the day are seriously just like us, or were just like us at one point. They just had a special talent or used that special talent to get to a higher platform. So, well, this has been fun. I am in excruciating pain. I have to dip out. It's 3:02. We'll see you guys next week, Illogically Speaking. Check us out Wednesday, probably on Andre's show, Second Coming. 8 o'clock.
Will be Wednesday, 8
p.m. Check us out. We'll see you then. Till next week.
Peace
out. Oh.